Today we are going to see the spectroscopy. What are the spectroscopies we are going to see in hereafter classes is, first we are going to see UV visible spectroscopy, IR spectroscopy, that is nothing but infrared spectroscopy, then mass spectrometry, proton NMR, C13 NMR. We are going to study all these spectroscopy methods, and by telling this spectroscopy, spectrophotometry, by telling this one itself, our mind should ask some questions. What are those? First, what's the difference between spectroscopy and spectrometry? The next one is applications. The next one is what is the use by using these methods in research field. Next is by using these spectroscopies or spectrometric methods, what are the specificity we will get, and what are the full forms for this UV, IR and all. And through this method, what we are going to solve, how the spectral problems will be, how we are going to solve. So all these methods are we are going to see, we are going to solve everything, we are going to elaborate detailedly, and we will come to know what is spectroscopy, what all the types and how it will react, and how these methods are useful in research field and more things. Okay, first is what's the difference between spectroscopy and spectrometry. What's the difference between spectroscopy and spectrometry? Any case? So what is meant by spectroscopy? All the spectroscopy except mass spectrometry, all UV visible, IR, proton NMR, C13 NMR are known as spectroscopy, except mass spectrometry. Why they are telling mass spectrometry, not spectroscopy? Why? Because all this UV visible, IR, proton NMR, C13, all these spectroscopies, in all these methods, they will use some radiations like EMR, electromagnetic radiation. Some radiations they will be using, but in mass spectrometry, radiations will not be used, and radiations are not using also. So only the spectroscopy is converted into spectrometry only for mass. And the main thing what they are doing, mass spectrometry, in that they are using the laser beam and the molecules, bigger molecules, to bombard with the sample molecules. So they are not using any radiations. So this is known as mass spectrometry, not mass spectroscopy. So this is the main difference between the mass spectroscopy and mass spectrometry, not mass like spectroscopy and spectrometry. The next is applications. By using all these methods, what are the applications we will know, what are the uses we will get. By UV visible method, we can able to find whether our compound is conjugated compound or not. Through IR, we will able to find out what are the functional group is placed in this compound or molecule or any other thing. Through mass spectrometry, we will able to determine the molecular mass of the compound completely. Accurate mass we will get through the high resolution mass spectrometry. And proton NMR is used to find out how many protons, not like how many protons, it's how many kinds of protons are present in a particular molecule. And same as proton NMR also, C13 also. C13 we will able to find how many kinds of carbons are present in that molecule. In C13, the particularly we will see the symmetrical molecule, because symmetrical molecule and unsymmetrical molecule will be vary in their signals. And what are the specificity? How these are all able to identify only these functional groups, C13, proton peaks, only why? So that we are going to see full form. What are the full form for all these things? UV visible means ultraviolet visible region spectroscopy. Next is IR, infrared spectroscopy. Mass spectroscopy, we will well known that mass means a weight. So we are going to determine the molecular weight or molecular mass of a particular compound. And proton NMR and C13 NMR. C13 is a isotopic C. So we are going to see the proton NMR and C13 NMR also. And the next is spectral problems. By knowing all these spectroscopy, spectrometry methods, how we are going to solve all the spectral problems, how we can able to predict a structure. We have to predict a structure through the values which we already studied, or we are going to study the values of these methods and these spectroscopy. So we are going to see all the kinds, we are going to see what are, like I said, no, what are the applications and why we are using it, how we are able to find the conjugations, functional groups and all, and how we can able to solve the spectral problems. All this we are going to see after classes every day. So who are all didn't subscribe, please subscribe it, like, share and comment it. If you have any doubts or any topic you want me to teach, you can able to ask through comments only. So you can put your message in a comment box. So thank you for today. We'll see hereafter the important things, all the methods one by one.